Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today's going to be a little bit different. I know usually I show you guys what I've gotten in and things that I've bought recently. But today I wanted to do something a little bit different. You see that I am wearing my Martin Get to Step In t-shirt because today I want to show you my Martin Lawrence collection. So, I know Martin isn't in a lot of films anymore, but Martin has been in a lot of classic films, classic TV shows. Well, one classic TV show, a lot of classic films. And he's been one of my favorites since I was way too young to be watching Martin as a television show in the 90s. We've talked about this before. I don't know what my mother thought. She just let me watch whatever. Meanwhile, my friends weren't allowed to watch Martin, and I thought Martin and all of the characters he brought to that show were absolutely hilarious. So Martin has kind of always been there as like a staple throughout my life, and I wanted to let you guys in on some of the fantastic Martin Lawrence films that I have, and some of the not so good ones in my collection. I will say that I think that I have almost every single Martin movie. If I don't talk about something that you remember Martin being in, please drop it down in the comments. And I'll either double check my collection or I'll go out and purchase it. But I think I've seen almost everything that Martin's been in. I'm lying. I know there's one that I haven't seen and that I don't own. So other than that, I think I'm doing pretty good. Let's jump right in. Let's jump right in with one that I don't remember very well, but I have and I keep because Martin is in it. This is one that I don't revisit, and I should revisit it soon. I might just go ahead and revisit it tonight, but it's one that I don't generally revisit, and it is called Open Season. Martin voices, I think he voices the bear. I have not seen this movie since it came out, which was a very long time ago. It says this movie was released in 2007. So I haven't seen this movie since 2007. But I keep it because it is part of my Martin Lawrence collection. Even though I don't keep it with the rest of my Martin Lawrence stuff, I do keep it in the animated section. The rest of my Martin Lawrence movies, I keep those together. So that is that's the only thing in my collection that I kind of separate is like if it's an animated movie, I'll stick it with animated movies. Otherwise, I stick it with the actor that I associate it with. That way, when I'm thinking about what I want to watch, my brain kind of can filter through things a little easier than if things are in alphabetical order or arranged in some other fashion. So that's why I keep things arranged the way I do. I keep them arranged by actor. Yeah, so I might have to check out Open Season again, but this is definitely a Martin Lawrence film. And for some reason, I want to say there was an Open Season 2, or I could just be lying. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments. Tell me what you think about Open Season as well, because I don't remember it very much. So that's the first one. Whew, almost lost it there. Whew. Next, we have Do the Right Thing. This is a Spike Lee joint. I think Spike Lee is a fantastic director, and this was one of the first movies that I remember seeing Martin in. This and House Party, and so gosh, I was way too young to be watching these movies, but I'm so grateful that I've seen all these movies in my life, and that I wasn't kind of censored and things like that, and I've had the experiences with film that I've had, so I am grateful for that. This is a Spike Lee film. If you have not seen Do the Right, I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about these. No, because there's a lot. If you haven't seen Do the Right Thing, please check out Do the Right Thing. Do the Right Thing. Next up, Talking Dirty After Dark. I don't remember that one very well either. I'm going to watch that one again. And then we have House Party in a snapper case. I love me a snapper case. Let me tell y'all how much I love me a snapper case. I don't know why I did that. House Party 2. And I think House Party and House Party 2 were great, like, door opening opportunities for Martin. Because without them, we would not have gotten the Martin show in the capacity that we did, with the characters that we did. And I don't just mean the characters that Martin played, I mean with Tisha and Tashina. I think their chemistry was a big factor in why I think Martin chose them for the Martin show. And so you kind of always gotta, anytime you say I love the show Martin, you kind of always got to go back to House Party and take a look at that and see where that chemistry started. Next up, Boomerang. Martin was in this a little bit. This is mostly Eddie Murphy. I like this movie though. It's a nice romantic comedy, I guess. Then we have the stand-up, You So Crazy. I thought this one was good. I don't think it's as good as Run Tell That. Run Tell That, that still makes me laugh. But this was pretty good. Ah, yes. And then one of my favorites, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. I still suggest sometimes that people just beat themselves with a stocking full of oranges. And I'm joking. You guys know I'm joking. But that movie is wild, isn't it? She just took those pantyhose and filled them with those oranges. Whew. Then we have Nothing to Lose. I like Tim Robbins in this. I like Tim Robbins in a lot of stuff. So, though I don't have a lot of Tim Robbins movies, but I do like Tim Robbins. Then we got a classic, Life. This movie still makes me laugh so hard. It's ridiculous. Every time I watch this movie, and I don't watch this movie a lot, but every time I watch this movie, I am rolling because those two, this is comedy gold. Well, comedy silver. We'll get to comedy gold in a minute. Next up, Blue Streak. Now you're going to say, you bought this movie and you never opened it. I never opened it. And here's why. Blue Streak, I swear to God, is always on TV somewhere. All you have to do is like scroll through every channel and you will find Blue Streak. Well, used to be able to back when I bought it. So I never needed to open it. I always just watched Blue Streak on TV. And then Blue Streak started streaming. And then Blue Streak, so I never needed to open Blue Streak. I have seen this movie about 100 times at least. And every time to me, it's just as funny as the last time. So if you guys haven't seen it, this is a Martin movie to check out for sure. Blue Streak. Dave Chappelle is in this. Dave Chappelle is great in this movie. Yeah, just go watch it. It's so funny. It's a light comedy. Like there's nothing serious happening in most of these movies. Martin doesn't dwell too much on the serious stuff. There are a couple, but otherwise, I think he's a great, even if he's not playing a character, I think Martin is a great character actor. Then we have Big Mama's House. I'll be honest. I'm not a big Mama fan. It's funny for what it is, but I'm not the biggest fan of the Big Mama's House franchise. Then we have What's the Worst That Could Happen with Danny DeVito. Black Knight. And as I've said before, I'm a sucker for a time travel movie, so I do enjoy this on that level. Past that, it's just okay. Past that, it's just okay. There are some sequences that are pretty funny, but I feel like at this point in Martin's career, he's a little bit lost, and he was taking roles that weren't necessary, that were funny, don't get me wrong, but were more mainstream acceptable than what his comedy generally is. And so I think that was a little bit of a transition there. And I feel like even beyond that, like from like these moments on, like maybe from like Big Mama's house on. Let's do Big Mama's house on, right? So Big Mama's house, maybe even till today, Martin has taken more mainstream roles, I feel like. And I feel like maybe there's a little bit missing there. I still love his films, but I think there's a little bit missing there. I think if he could be a little more raw, I think he'd be a little more comfortable. Then we have Run Tell That. This is funny. This is funny to me. I'm sorry. If you guys don't know Martin's personal history, personal story, please check this out, because he tells you. He tells you everything. He tells you the good, he tells you the bad. And but there's an air of comedy here that's just, then we have National Security. I didn't like this one too much. I'll be fair. This is one of the few where I could this and Open Season I could probably toss out of the pile, but I won't because they're Martin. I got one more that I know I could toss out. Rebound. This was okay. I feel like every actor goes through a period of time where they got to play like a coach or a nanny or some crap like that to just show that, hey, I can be good with kids. And that's fine. You know, everybody's done it. Vin Diesel did, what's that movie that Vin Diesel did? The Pacifier. The Rock did one. Was that The Tooth Fairy? Even Arnold Schwarzenegger did Kindergarten Cop. So everybody's got their moment where they're like, let's do a movie with kids, for kids, about kids. I don't need you to do that. I don't. I think if you're secure in who you are as an actor and what type of acting you want to do and your path, just do that. Don't bend. Don't try to make yourself something that nobody wants to see anyway. But hey, that's me. That's my opinion. If y'all love Rebound, y'all tell me why Rebound is good and I will agree with you. But it's not for me, really. Then we got Big Mama's House 2. Wild Hogs. This is the other one that I didn't enjoy so much. So that's that one. Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins. This movie is funny. I don't care what anybody says to you. I don't care what people tell you. No, it's funny. This movie is funny. And it's funny in a way where it can be funny for everybody, but not be kind of safe. It still pushes that envelope, but it's funny for everyone still. Because everyone has a situation. Everyone has a family situation that like they've got that one family member where maybe it ain't the best. They've got that one situation in the family that where maybe it's not the best. Anybody who lies to you and says their family is perfect, just look them in the face and laugh. Or be envious, because they could be telling the truth. But I've never met someone who's like, everybody in my family is great. Unless they're lying. Or they don't realize that there's a problem. Or they don't realize they're the problem. I am off track here, but this movie is great for everyone because everybody can relate to it, even though it does push the envelope a little more than some of the other movies that he did prior to this. Then we've got College Road Trip with Raven Simone, or Raven Simone, however she pronounces it. I learned I was pronouncing it wrong. I thought she was Raven Simone the whole time. But now I found out she was Raven Simone. Which makes sense because there's an accent over the E at the end. So, I don't know. But This is College Road Trip. It's okay. It's okay. It's one of those. Death at a funeral. Everyone's been to that one funeral. That one funeral where you like, just let it end, and not because I'm in grief, but because it's so painful. And it's not that kind of pain. It's the other kind of pain. So, everyone can relate to this. This is a lot like Welcome Home Roscoe Jenkins for me, where you're like, yeah, I've been there, and I know what that feels like. And I know how hard he's trying. And nothing's going right. So, if you haven't seen Death at a Funeral, this is very funny. It is a remake. But I think it's different enough that you'll enjoy it. Everyone seems to kind of like that one. All right, this is the third Big Mama's House. I don't remember this movie at all. When I grabbed these movies off the shelf just now, I was like, there were 3 Big Mama's houses? Man, that's crazy. They really, yeah, 3. I'm gonna have to watch this again. I might watch this and Open Season in the next couple of days just to see what was happening in this one and what was happening in Open Season again. My pile's getting a little tall. Let me stop and because I don't want to knock that over. All right. Then we got Beach Bum with Matthew McConaughey. All right. This was one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen in my life. But you know what? It was still entertaining. So if you have the time and the wherewithal to withstand it, then please go ahead and check out Beach Bum. I thought Matthew McConaughey was funny in here. I thought he was funny in here. So go ahead and check out Beach Bum. Next up, we have, what is this one called? Mind Cage. This is called Mind Cage. And this is a little bit of a departure for Martin. He is not funny in this movie. He plays a detective, and he's working with this chick, and they are trying to solve a murder? Maybe? Kind of? I don't know. I don't want to say too much, is what I mean when I say I don't know. Because there's a lot going on here. There's a little bit of supernatural elements. There's a lot of things. I think, how do I want to say this? I think Martin is trying to, in his older years, take on more complex roles. I'm not saying more serious roles. I'm saying more complex roles. Even though this was a serious role, I think he's trying to take on more complex roles, which I think is fair. I think as everybody grows and matures, they want a little bit more depth in what they're doing, and that's fair for him. I would like to see Martin in more roles like this. I think it was a good starting point for things like this in his career. But to be fair, I'd just like to see Martin in more roles, because recently he hasn't been in a lot of stuff, and I kind of miss that. So anyway, that's Mind Cage. Then we have Bad Boys. Now, everybody knows this is like one of my favorite action movies of all time, if not my absolute favorite action movie of all time. Like 6 days out of 7, this is my favorite action movie of all time. On that 7th day, it's probably the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But I digress. And I realized I forgot to bring over a couple of movies. I forgot to bring over Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2 and Bad Boys 3. But I'll grab those in a second and I'll show them off to you. So I'm gonna pause. We're gonna talk about Bad Boys 2, and Bad Boys 3 as soon as I get back. I have returned. All right, so I said we're gonna talk about Bad Boys 2 and Bad Boys 3. I totally forgot about Bad Boys 4. Where you guys are not helping me like you're supposed to be helping me, jeez. So we got Bad Boys. It's kooky, but it's funny, and it's still funny 30 years later. I think this movie came out in 95. Doesn't tell me on the back. On the back it says something totally different. But I think this movie came out in 95, and it is still funny to me to this day. I can quote almost every line, and I am obnoxious when I watch this movie. So unless you want to be obnoxious with me, please don't come watch this film with me or ask me anything about it. Then we have Bad Boys 2. And this one came out quite some time later, but this I think was still funny. I think Martin's character Marcus got a little more goofy in this one. He was funny in the first one, but he was funny because he was so serious. But in this one, he's a little more goofy, and I think this one's still good. It's still good, but I don't like the character of Marcus's progression, and it continues. It continues till we get to Bad Boys for Life here, where I feel like Martin's character continues to get more goofy. Marcus continues to get more goofy. Will continues to get more. I'm the serious guy, and I'm the guy, and that's fine. I love Will Smith too. I'm gonna show y'all all my Will Smith shit later. Later. But I don't know. This movie starts to lose me. I do like the Bad Boys franchise, but this movie starts to lose me because we go from Bad Boys 1 to Bad Boys 3, Bad Boys for Life, and a lot of things that were told in Bad Boys for Life are absolutely contradictory to the established relationship that Mike and Marcus have in Bad Boys. And I don't know if that was an oversight. I don't know if that was done purposefully, but I just think it feels a little bit like a slap in the face to people who really love these movies, to kind of have the lore played with a little bit. Now, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it. But it's not one I come back to often. Because it irritates me a little bit to have the original Bad Boys sort of warped in this way that it's warped in this movie. And for people who haven't seen Bad Boys a million times, they probably missed all the moments in this movie where you're like, well, that couldn't happen because we were already told blah, 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 blah. Or that's not true because we already know that blah, 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 blah happened. So this movie is a little bit hard for me to watch without picking it apart and being annoyed with certain aspects of it. Because if you ask me, this movie is not possible. This movie is not possible. In this world that gets set up in Bad Boys, this is not the things that happen in this movie and the things we find out in this movie are not a possibility. But it's a movie, right? It's a movie. And I have to let it be a movie, and I have to let it be fiction. So it's fiction, and I just take it as a non-canon movie, and that's fine. But I don't come back to it as often because I don't enjoy Martin's character in it as much, and I don't enjoy the story. So that's Bad Boys for Life. And then we got Bad Boys 4, which is Bad Boys Ride or Die. It's okay. Martin's okay. He's okay. Again, I think it's a big jump from Bad Boys to Bad Boys Ride or Die. His character is a big jump, and I understand that he's older. Maybe he's a little goofier, but I feel like these are two very far removed people, to the point where even just growth and change in a human being wouldn't give you the Marcus that's in this movie when he started being the Marcus that was in this movie. And I understand that there are some things that explain that, like his personal journeys, his spiritual journey, things that have happened to him. But I still think that it's a little bit of a bridge too far. That's my opinion. But as I said, Bad Boys today, one of those 6 out of 7 days, is my favorite action movie of all time. So we're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna wrap this up with my favorite TV show, my favorite comedy, at least. It's The Martin Show. And of course, I have all 5. Can I do it? Let's see if I can do it. Whew. Well, yes, kind of. All right. I have all 5 seasons of The Martin Show on DVD. I know this is streaming everywhere, and I do watch it on streaming when I'm lazy. But it is nice to have the physical copies. And I got the physical copies way before streaming was a thing. Like, when this was initially released, I was there the first day. So I do have all 5 of those. And, oh man, hold on. These are in backwards. I do have all 5 of these. And I do love Martin. I am in the middle right now of a rewatch. There are so many episodes of this show that just, no matter how many times I see them, this is like my comfort show. No matter how many times I see them, I'm still laughing. Like, belly roll laughing, like just deep in my soul laugh. It's so funny to me still to this day. There's so many quotable lines. So many quotable moments. Martin and Pam's relationship dynamic and how they could crack on each other but still had each other's back. Like, and they both knew that they didn't really mean it. You know what I mean? It was just all fun and games and playtime. You know what I mean? And so I love this show. This show is hands down my #1 favorite comedy of all time. So, comedy television show of all time. My second is probably, it's tough between Living Single and I Love Lucy, but Martin on DVD. I don't know if they ever upgraded this to Blu-ray. It would be something I might be interested in picking up if they did. I would love to see this show restored and give it a nice upgrade. So if that's a thing that's out there, please let me know. Otherwise, that is all that I have today. And I appreciate you guys hanging with me as I talked about all these Martin Lawrence movies. And I ranted about why the Bad Boys franchise is getting silly. And that is it. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Do all those fantastic things for me so that we can keep being friends. And I will see you next time.